All right, Virgo. Man, you guys have some powerful ones this week. So now from Lay Vampire, you pulled that death will come. Mortal, finite, and fragile. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled release. Now that death will come, the blessing says, knowing that we have one lifetime at a time to make changes, learn lessons, and move closer to the true purpose of our soul is a blessing. Knowing that each lifetime must not be wasted and is precious is a gift that compels us to lead lives of meaning. Now, working with this card says it is time to honestly create meaning in each day and to choose to make the very best of the time you have. Every day is a gift. Make it count. It is time to live more fully and to make a list of what your dreams and plans are. It is time to know that in whatever way you feel trapped, you are killing yourself before life is taken from you. Kill the thing that is killing you. And what's killing you is something on a much deeper level than just the mundane here with release. Now, the card at a glance says, see all that you are. For you possess a power that you have yet to understand. This may feel daunting, but great freedom awaits as you meet your shadow self. Profound inner wisdom is coming to you. Stand steady. You are more than you know. Now, the inspiration says this is about personal responsibility and the release of blame. It is time to clear the debris and move on. You cannot move forward while you continue to hide. The personal question says that this indicates healing family of origin issues. Am I ready to face my past and let go? The key ideas are release, dwelling on past, righteous anger, change in consciousness, judgment day, seeing clearly, hidden truth, great discovery, and then the keywords are healing, remission, and integration. Deep. It's deep, Virgo. We have a short time in the meat suit, right? Life is too short to be holding on to things and to be over-analyzing things too, which I know Virgo is guilty of doing here. All right, Virgo, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. The Four of Wands, that's good to see. Whew. Now, the Four of Wands is suggesting that you're going to have a reason to celebrate. That's one of the things that I always feel like when I see this card. When you're looking at the Four of Wands, you're looking at seeing, things start to develop out of the actions that you took. The Wands is very much about the actions that we take. It's also about your passions, building on a good foundation here with the Four of Wands. It's a great signifier. And for me, again, it's suggesting that, there's going to be that reason to celebrate here. And in the past, the Nine of Coins, look at you, hell yeah. Now, for some of you, this could just be for the single Virgos. I do see that as, my single card. But the Nine of Coins is talking about, being independent, having self-reliance. But it's also about being able to enjoy the things that you've worked so hard for. Which is where the celebration is coming through. With Virgo, of course you bust your ass. That's all throughout the earth signs. When it comes to, creating stability and financial stability at that, you will bust your ass to get there. Now, for some of you, this literally could mean buying a home. But so far, you look great. Oh, jeez. In the present, the moon, why? The moon for me, traditionally even. Confusion, fear, anxiety, illusions, things coming up. It's funny because I'm looking at release in the moon and thinking about those things that are coming up from the subconscious mind that need to be dealt with. I say that a lot when it comes to this card. When you see the moon, there are things that are coming up that need to be dealt with that you may not like about yourself. Right? But for a lot of you, I just feel like there's a lot of confusion that's surrounding you right now. The moon does not fully illuminate our path. It's different with the High Priestess because the moon is at our feet. All of that unknown knowledge is right there to be understood. Here, it's a little bit different. Future conditions, wow. Now, what is it that you're truly trying to manifest? The Magician. You know, to me, I've always seen this as pulling from the mind of God, right? Pulling directly from the creative source, bringing that inspiration down to earth and creating it in your life. You know, the magician is saying that you have the tools and the skills that you need to create the things that you want, and you're doing it. But with the moon, you know, for some of you, I mean, and just looking at it at the mundane level, right? Like if you're looking to, you know, buy a home, or for some of you, this literally could be starting your life over here. With the Nine of Coins being the past coming through, because it's suggesting that in the past you had independence. Right now, it doesn't look like that. The Magician coming out of that looks like the potential is there for you to start, you know, getting back to this. But there's confusion on how to move forward, you know. And I always worry too when I see that, especially with the Magician being there, that, you know, I don't so much feel like you're being manipulated. And again, that's because of the Four of Wands being there. I just feel like for some of you, I worry that you think that you're chasing an illusion. That's something that's not possible for you. You know, but with the Magician being there, it's like you have the ability to manifest the things that you want, right? And for some of you, you just may have lost a sense of independence, you know, and that's beyond just the financial. Oh, your best path to follow. Look at that, the Ace of Coins. So yeah, again, you know, you need to make the most of the opportunities that are coming through, because damn right you can manifest some cool ass shit. There's no reason why you can't. That Ace of Coins is there. And again, there's going to be a reason to celebrate. And what I love about the Ace of Coins is that it's real. It's real. And it has the potential to be long lasting. But you have to make the most of it, right? And again, I kind of get the feeling that for some of you, you feel like, you know, this could just be an illusion. You know, I want this, but is it even possible for me? Fucking right it is. You know? And your environment, the Emperor. Oh boy. Now, you know, for some of you, looking at the Emperor, looking at the Nine of Coins, you know, this could be looking at like a boss. Because I kind of get that with the Emperor, because, you know, one of the descriptions for it, aside from it being Aries, is about somebody who rules with an iron fist. You know, it's not necessarily that, you know, they're trying to, you know, hurt anybody. It's just that, you know, it's like being stubborn and set in your ways. That's one of the big things that I see with the Emperor. But the Emperor and the Moon, to me, you know, this may be somebody who is causing a little bit of confusion for you when it comes to, you know, your own financial stability and security that you're trying to work for. And it's there. It's there. Now, for some of you, you know, that Ace of Coins may be what is being presented here by, you know, the Emperor, if you're looking at this as a person. Now, on the other hand, looking at it just as a general energy, you're talking about getting your shit together, right? Because these two are opposing. You know, you can't get your shit together if you're confused. You don't know where the hell you're going, you know? But I think that for some of you, it may be, you know, a person in your environment that has you a little bit confused, you know? It's almost like they have a way that they think you should be doing things, is kind of what it feels like. You know, and that may be where that loss of independence has come through, because you're dealing with somebody who's like trying to take control over the situation for you. And it's like they're creating confusion when there doesn't need to be any, you know. But what I'm seeing here is different. Oh boy. Okay, so now, for some of you, this is going to have to do with a family member. And again, the Emperor, the father figure. The Ten of Coins being in your hopes and fears, it is about financial success, absolutely. I mean, you come in with the 9, which is suggesting that you had it in the past. Something's happening here that's creating this confusion, and it may be coming from a family member here, or somebody that's like directly related to, you know, what you're doing in terms of work. Now, again, the home. right? Like, I literally feel like for some of you, buying a home or owning a home is like an illusion, but really it's not. It's not. You have the ability to do this, you know? And again, it's like with the Ten of Coins, hoping to lay down those roots. And I'm like seeing it here, you know? But what you have going on here is confusing as hell. It's like somebody else is confusing you on what the long term looks like, you know, but you get there. You do. I mean, with the Four of Wands being there, even with the moon being there, it's just talking about delays because everything else around it looks good. You know, you may be going through like a major temporary phase of confusion. But I do think that for some of you, it's going to be caused by somebody else here. Ooh, and then the Five of Coins, and that may be the issue. Okay, so now back to the mundane level. For those of you who are looking to make a major purchase here, especially with the Ten of Coins and the Four of Wands and the Nine of Coins and the Ace of Coins, to me it says home, buying a home, becoming a little bit more financially stable and independent, right? And you're wanting to manifest this, but there's some confusion. It may be coming from somebody else. Now, as far as the Page of Swords goes, right? And I've said this before with this one. Not only is this the messenger of conflict, but when you're looking at it in terms of the coins, right? You need to be careful on whatever documents you are signing. You need to make sure that you pay attention to every detail. That for me is what comes up with the Page of Swords when I'm seeing it in relation to, you know, the coins or the pentacles. It's saying that there may be a lot of conflict surrounding a situation, but as long as you move forward with intelligence and grace, you should be able to get through it. It's just that, you know, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. And it is about your happiness, your home life. The home life, the happiness within the home life and the stability within the home life. You know, this is about your ultimate happiness here. Now, with the Five of Coins, you know, strain on money, right? It's going to cost you to get to this point here. But does it really need to cost you that much? And I feel like with the Page of Swords, you just need to pay attention, right? Pay attention to anything that you're looking at purchasing. Now, apart from that, a lot of you may be overwhelmed and confused at what you are trying to manifest in terms of stability in your life. There may be a lot of conflict surrounding a person in particular. They make you extremely happy looking at the Ten of Cups, but it almost feels like there's rejection being cast aside. You know, what you're hoping for is the long term, the long haul. You know, stability. There is a new opportunity there, but there's a lot of difficulty surrounding the situation, and it can be extremely overwhelming. And there's a lot of confusion. And it's coming from a person, you know. This could be a family member. It could be a romantic relationship. It just depends here. But I really do feel like that Emperor is representing a person here that may be causing a lot of confusion for you. And there's delays in getting there, is what I feel like. With that Ten of Wands and the Moon, yeah, it's still there. I mean, the foundation is still there and you get to build on this for sure. But, you know, I feel like you're going to be like on the outside of the situation for a little bit. You know, the Five of Coins is never permanent here, but the situation is going to become extremely overwhelming. But it's because of this person that's creating the confusion. You know, and again, for Virgo, it's you're looking at the long haul. You're not looking at temporary here, you know. And I just feel like, you know, there's just too much that's happening around not just you, but the other person too. You know, it's like you're trying to get there, but then there's going to be like this temporary feeling of being like, you know, rejected. Now, for some of you, it could simply be that, you know, you're coming out of this, though, looking at the two of them, right, with the Ten of Cups, and that's possible, for sure. It's like you were rejected and then you're brought back in. And for some of you, you may feel some rejection again, but again, with the Ten of Cups being there, it's happiness. There is happiness tied into what you are trying to create in terms of stability. you know, especially if it involves somebody of importance to you. All right, Virgo. Man. We're going to take a look at the soul trees to see what other messages there are for you guys, and then we'll move on to whispers of love. So flourish in the beginning. When I'm looking at flourish, I'm looking back at the 9 of coins. I'm looking at the 10 of coins. I'm looking at that ace. I'm looking at that magician. You know, there's no reason why you can't enjoy your life. Again, you know, that death will come. Life is too short, right? Flourish. You will flourish. You will flourish with the new beginning that is happening for you. Absolutely. But damn it, play. You know, again, enjoy your life. Enjoy the things that you have in your life. You know, even if you're dealing with like temporary difficulties with a person here, there's still a lot of happiness. You know, financially, you look good. There may be a little bit of conflict. You may feel a little bit overwhelmed, but damn it, stop working so damn hard though too, Virgo, right? Take some time out to enjoy life and play. All right, we're going to take a look at whispers of love to see what messages we can get for you guys as far as attracting love in your life. Embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. And then show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. And that may help. That may help. Now, for some of you, you may be showing that simple act of kindness and being rejected, which is possible there looking at the 5 of coins. You know, for some of you, you may be coming out of that and, you know, having that emotional fulfillment and that happiness and stability, especially when it comes to relationships or anything that you're working on. But definitely embrace the way that you feel, you know, and that's kind of where the moon is coming in for me, right? There are things that are going to have to come to the surface that you're going to have to deal with, especially if you're dealing with a person that is causing you confusion. All right, Virgo, so beyond the whole buying a home thing, which I do feel like applies to some of you in getting a little bit more control over your own independence, I do think that this is going to have to do with a relationship with somebody who is important to you. Now, there is a lot of confusion surrounding this person and a lot of confusion on getting control over the situation. And it kind of makes sense why, you know, you have the overwhelming feeling and the Page of Swords coming out of the situation. You know, the moon is going to be something that you're going to have to work through. But, you know, looking at the 10 of coins and then looking at the ace, I really do think that you guys are looking at the long haul. And again, you know, this is tied into your happiness and your stability within the home, you know, and within the relationships that you have that are important to you. Now, the magician, though, looking at the 10 of wands with the 4, I mean, these two together look fantastic. But, you know, it's like you're continuously trying to manifest that stability, but it's like there's still conflict surrounding it. It's still tied into your happiness, but what I worry about here is with the 5 of coins coming out. Now, for some of you, you may feel rejection. But, you know, again, it's temporary. But then I also have a feeling that this has been a back and forth situation for a little bit, and that's why it's so overwhelming. But again, you're looking at 10 energy here. So it's completing. It's just that, unfortunately, there's a lot of conflict surrounding getting control or having to do with a person because, again, there's a lot of confusion surrounding this issue. And that's just right now. You know, but looking at these two, I do think that you have the ability to manifest that long-term new beginning here because you have the ace and the 10 and it looks really good. Now, in terms of that death will come and release. Life is too short. We only have a short amount of time in the meat suit, right? And life is too short to be hanging on to those negative things. You know, you have to release all of that. Now, what is hopeful here, though, is looking at the soul trees. The new beginning here, you're going to be able to flourish with, but damn it, you got to play, right? You got to enjoy the things that you've worked for, you know? So take some time to play. Now, what's interesting is embrace your emotions and then show simple acts of kindness. Embrace your emotions is definitely where the moon is coming in, right? You don't want to shove that stuff down. You're going to have to deal with it. But then showing simple acts of kindness. Even if somebody is rejecting you, it's better for you to be that way and have that return to you instead of, having to continuously go through this over and over and over again, because again, your happiness is tied into this. I just think that by the end of the week, you need to be careful about the conflicts surrounding any situation that has to deal with, your long-term stability and happiness, especially within relationships. There may be a lot of confusion going on, but the Four of Wands is still there. There's still going to be a reason to celebrate.